No, when I looked at the West Indies 11 that played, that was selected, sorry, to play against South Africa in Trinidad last week, I was like, this makes no sense. While the wicket in Trinidad is a slow wicket, I didn't anticipate it to turn a lot. And at best, you only needed one spinner. And it showed. It showed in the game. There needed to be a little bit of punch in that game in terms of someone with a bit of pace, someone who had a little bit of extra oomph that could trouble the batsman because that wicket was slow, right? So fast forward to Guyana, we are all expecting the same type of track at Providence, which is the reason why West Indies selected 3 spinners in the squad of 15. And I was talking with some friends and we all said, you know, it makes no sense to have 2 spinners in 11, but more than likely they would either keep the same 11. That would depend on if Jason Holder would have recovered from that injury, which he did. But we would also like to see Kemar Roach be rested and Shamar Joseph back in the 11. We got our wish today. And some wish it was. Shamar Joseph was sizzling today. He was cooking, as the young people would say. What a performance. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Henry. And as usual, we are talking everything West Indies cricket. Now, when most of us who are not in Guyana right now, for the people who didn't attend the game at Providence and who are watching on TV and who have been following, the series, we kind of expected the same thing. A slow, benign track at Providence, which is the reason that West Indies have 3 spinners in the squad. We didn't expect to see what we saw this morning. We didn't expect to see the balls zipping around, curving around corners, as some people would say. So kudos to the groundsmen. Kudos to the curators. Sorry, not groundsmen. Kudos to the curators. It is what you want to see in Test cricket, while not overwhelmingly so on the side of the bowlers, but you want to see tracks with a little bit of something in it for the bowlers. I think this track has a little bit too much in it, but I can live with it because what that means is it tests the mettle of the batsman. It makes you come and show that you can really bat. And as we saw today, the modern Test batsmen will struggle when they're faced with tracks of this nature. After a long time out, not playing any kind of first-class cricket and showing up to England unprepared, that's the whole West Indies squad. But I want to talk primarily here about Shamar Joseph. You saw it. His pace was down. There was no zip off the track. He wasn't getting too much done. And he struggled for the most part. Coming down to the end, you could see he was starting to find his rhythm. If you watched him keenly, you could see he was starting to find his rhythm. So when he was left out last week in Trinidad, it kind of baffled me because I felt West Indies needed someone like Shamar Joseph who creates opportunities. And if I can be sitting here, and I've been saying this for ever since I saw Shamar Joseph and started playing first-class cricket, he creates opportunities. For crying out loud, the young man went to South Africa last year, at the ending of last year, before they went to Australia, played against South Africa A with the West Indies A, 2 matches, 12 wickets. If I'm not mistaken, 2 5-wicket hauls. Why wouldn't you want to have him? Because the stats is telling you this. He does well against South African batsmen. Some of the players that played in that series, with South Africa A against West Indies A, were present, or I should say are present on this tour. Why not play Shamar Joseph? He's a wicket-taking bowler. Yes, he might go for a few runs. That's what he's there for. He's there to attack. He's there to create opportunities, not hope that opportunities will come by. And today, after what we saw in England, today was, whew, I couldn't get enough of him. I wanted him to bowl all day long. That's how much I enjoyed it. Him along with Jayden Seales, I hope that partnership lasts for a long time, because West Indies haven't had a fast bowling partnership since Ambrose and Walsh. I don't care which other names you bring up. We haven't had a partnership. We have had a couple of fast bowlers that have done well, or done okay, I should say, but we haven't had anyone exceptional. And Jayden Seales and Shamar Joseph, I will go ahead and say it, are exceptional. That young man has 2 5-wicket hauls. Sorry, 3 5-wicket hauls. In 6 test matches, if I'm not mistaken. I might be getting it right. I can't remember if he played all 3 matches in England. He might not have. That is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. So I hope, no matter what kind of conditions that we are faced with going forward, Andre Coley, Craig Braffett, and the people who are responsible for selecting the final 11 don't make that mistake that they made in Trinidad. Going forward, the track could be dead. He's going to wake it up. That's the type of bowler he is. So for all the uncles and aunties that have been saying this and that about Shamar Joseph and he's not ready and he's overrated, I will say this to you. The stats speak for themselves. The young man can point you to ESPN Cricinfo. I will continue to point you to ESPN Cricinfo. Look at the stats. Look at his averages. Look at his strike rate. And I hope you're guided accordingly. Now, after doing all that hard work, Jason Holder, Jayden Seales, who I thought today was phenomenal again, Shamar Joseph, after doing all that hard work, only for a batsman, I thought the wicket played better than it did when South Africa batted. We had the better use of the wicket and we didn't make use of it. We gave the initiative back to South Africa. I'm not going to go along the lines of, oh, South Africa were 90 odd for 9 also. They were 97 for 9. Their tumbling wasn't true to poor shot making. It was true good fast bowling from the West Indies. Our case, we gave away seven wickets. 7 wickets. 5 of those were true to poor shots, or poor shot making, I should say. Poor batsmanship. Casey Carty, leg stump hot half volley that should have been deposited into the stands again like he did early up in his innings. Moti, at that time of the day, you got no business playing across the line. Play the ball where it came from. Push it back down the track. You don't need to hit a boundary at that point in time. Joshua Da Silva, Kavem Hodge. I know the two of you are going to go back. You're going to look at the replays. You're going to look at the video, and you're going to see you were playing way outside off stump to balls that were swinging further away. You had no business playing there. And if you're going to play that shot, you might as well go really, really hard. If you're going to do that outside off stump, then is when you would have to turn to T20 style and look to go over the top. But you just went out there, you hung your bat outside off, and naturally, you're going to nick off. Now, I can live with the Athena's dismissal. I can live with that. That was a good delivery, turned him around a little bit, bat face closed. I can live with the Athena's dismissal. I can't live with the Carty, Moti, Kavem Hodge, Joshua Da Silva dismissal. I can't live with those dismissals. Those were poor shots. And we gave the initiative back to the South Africans because of those shots. Mikhail Louis got a damn good ball. That would take that. Hey, there's not much. That for that young man, all he can say is, I hope I don't get another delivery like that in my test career. In the case of Craig Brathwaite, 21% of the times in his career, that stat came up today, he has been bowled. As an opening batsman, that is too regular. And Craig has got to figure that out. He has got to figure that out. He's got to tighten up on that technique. He's going to have to be one of the dogs that will have to learn a new trick. But I do think tomorrow we can get close to the South African total of 106. I don't expect, first of all, I don't expect this game to go into Sunday. There's a good chance this game could be finished. There's a very, very good chance this game could be finished tomorrow evening. So all who would have bought tickets for Saturday and who would have bought tickets for Sunday, and hopefully no one bought any tickets for Monday, I hope CWI / the Guyana Cricket Board, they're going to refund you your money because you did not get to go watch any test cricket. And it's nothing of your doing, right? But this game has all the makings of being finished sometime tomorrow evening because of that track that both teams are faced with. Unless somebody stands up tomorrow with Jason Holder, who I thought played a really, really, really great innings today. Jason Holder is starting to look like the batsman that we all thought he had the ability to be. And too many times he gives his wicket away. This is how this is the type of leadership that you need from someone like Jason Holder, who's been around Test cricket for the better part of 10 years. This is something that you're looking for from Craig Brathwaite. This is something that you're looking for from Joshua Da Silva, because they are the three most experienced players in that lineup. And every time they walk to the crease, they should put a premium on their wicket. They should not be giving their wickets away cheaply. So let's see what tomorrow holds. I expect Shamar Joseph to come to the wicket, and there's going to be some fireworks, because he's not going to stand there and push and prod as we saw when he was in England, as we saw when he was in Australia. He's just not going to stand there and push and prod. And he could very well rack up a quick 35, 36, and that in itself, if Holder stays there, that in itself can change the complexion of tomorrow's play. And that is what I'm looking forward to see. Joseph is hanging around for a bit with Holder. Seales hanging around for a bit with Holder. You know, maybe if we can get up to 180, 200, that creates a whole different ball game for South Africa tomorrow whenever they bat at some point in time. Hopefully it's after lunch. You know, I would love to see Holder, you know, shepherd Joseph and Seales through to lunch, maybe just after lunch. You know, it's going to require some mental fortitude, some skill, you know, some cajoling. But I would love to see that happen. Going forward, the track is not going to, I don't expect the track to be this demonic like it was today. Tomorrow, I don't expect it to be like, so when it's West Indies' turn to bowl again, there's going to have to be some patience. And I hope they're willing to be that patient, because the last wicket stand that we saw from South Africa today that kind of put West Indies under some pressure that we are right now, they weren't patient. I don't think Moti was patient. I don't think Holder was patient. I don't think Seales was patient. I think they expected, because they got those 9 wickets so quickly, to just wrap things up. But this is what happened when you come to the wicket and you put a premium. You're playing for your country. You're representing your country. You're in defense of your country. This is what it's supposed to look like. No freebies. And Berger decided there's not going to be any freebies today. Dane Pete decided there's not going to be any freebies today. You're going to have to earn my wicket. And that's what Moti had to come back and do it at the end. He had to earn Berger's wicket because Berger wasn't going to give it away. He was going to battle. Dane Pete was going to battle. And that is what I would like to see from Holder tomorrow. That is what I would like to see from Shamar Joseph tomorrow. That is what I would like to see from Jayden Seales tomorrow. You know, when they come back. That is what I would like to see. Put a premium on your wicket. Do not give it away freely because the South Africans are going to come all guns blazing. Nandre Berger, KG Rabada, Keshav Maharaj, Via Mulder, they are going to come all guns blazing. And they are some very, very, very skillful operators, as we've seen. There's no, if you don't understand how good KG Rabada is, the man has played just over 60 test matches and has almost 300 test wickets. He needs 5 wickets to get there. He will be the quickest to 300 test wickets for South Africa. And that would be, I think, for most other countries. The man is that good. Keshav Maharaj is a wily operator. Nandre Berger is a bully. Via Mulder is very, very nuanced in the way that he works. And you saw that today. He gets the ball to do some things. As long as he finds conditions that are helpful to him, he gets that ball to do some things. And he makes batsmen question their abilities. So Holder is going to have his work cut out for him tomorrow morning, but I think he can do it. I believe in Holder. I believe, he has a good head on his shoulder. We've seen that before on numerous occasions. It just needs to happen more frequently. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments about today's play. Shamar, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on Shamar. Let me know your thoughts on Jayden Seales, who I think going forward is the real leader of the West Indies attack. I don't see Alzari being that. Alzari will continue to be that type of bowler that'll come and get 2-3 wickets every now and then, but he's too inconsistent. At 22 years old, when you look at Jayden Seales, you see a young man with a good head on his shoulders, who understands the assignment, who knows what is required of him, and he operates in that way. Same thing with Shamar Joseph. Kid plays with a big smile on his face, but he's a demon. If I was a batsman, I personally don't want to show up Shamar Joseph every single time. I would not want to face that man on a regular basis because he gets that ball to do some things and he makes you question why you're standing at the crease. So let me know your comments down let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. I am Kevin Henry for the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I'll see you tomorrow evening.